In the early dawn of the 12th century, England stood at a crossroads. The Norman conquest was still fresh in memory, and the kingdom remained restless under foreign rulers. It was in this uncertain age that a man named Henry, the youngest son of William the Conqueror, would rise to become one of the most powerful and calculating kings England had ever seen. He was called Henry Beauclerc, meaning Henry the Good Scholar, a rare compliment for a Norman prince. While his elder brothers sought glory through war and conquest, Henry sought power through intelligence, patience, and strategy. Henry was born in 1068, the youngest son of William the Conqueror and Matilda of Flanders. His birthright seemed modest compared to his brothers. Robert Curthose, the eldest, inherited Normandy, and William Rufus II inherited England. Henry, the youngest, received nothing more than a chest of silver, a reminder that in royal families, intelligence often mattered less than birth order. But Henry was not one to remain powerless for long. He learned to watch, to wait, and to understand the weaknesses of those around him. His father's empire was vast but divided, and Henry saw opportunity in every fracture. When William the Conqueror died in 1087, Henry's elder brothers immediately turned on each other. Robert ruled Normandy with carelessness, while William Rufus ruled England with greed and cruelty. Henry remained in the shadows, studying both of them. Then came the year 1100, a year that would change everything. On a hunting trip in the New Forest, King William II, William Rufus, was struck by an arrow. A stray arrow, they said, but history still whispers that it may not have been an accident. William fell dead, and in the chaos, Henry acted faster than anyone else. He rushed to Winchester, seized the royal treasury, and within days he had himself crowned King of England at Westminster Abbey. It was a move of brilliance and audacity, a political coup carried out with breathtaking speed. But Henry knew that seizing the throne was only half the battle. The English people, weary of Norman arrogance, needed reassurance. So Henry issued the Charter of Liberties, a historic document promising fair rule, justice, and the end of his brother's abuses. It was a clever masterstroke, one that made him appear as the people's king. He then took another strategic step. He married Edith of Scotland, later known as Matilda of Scotland, a descendant of the old Anglo-Saxon kings. Through her, Henry united the Norman conquerors and the native English nobility, bringing peace and legitimacy to his reign. Under Henry's rule, England began to change. He was stern but just, feared yet respected. He strengthened royal authority, reorganized justice, and demanded loyalty from his barons. The king's court became a place of order and administration, a model for later monarchies. Henry was known for his intelligence and control. Unlike his brothers, he valued learning, hence the name Beauclerc. He surrounded himself with educated men and established systems that would shape English government for centuries. But peace was never absolute. Across the Channel, his brother Robert Curthose, still Duke of Normandy, plotted to reclaim the English throne. In 1101, Robert invaded England, yet Henry, with calm precision, faced him at Alton. Rather than war, he used negotiation, forcing Robert to recognize him as king. But Robert's weakness was his undoing. In 1106, Henry invaded Normandy, defeated Robert at the Battle of Tinchebray, and took him prisoner for life. From that moment, Henry became not just King of England but ruler of Normandy, uniting his father's empire once again under one crown. Yet power always breeds enemies. Henry ruled with an iron hand, crushing rebellion after rebellion. His justice was ruthless. Those who betrayed him were blinded, mutilated, or imprisoned. He believed fear was a more reliable weapon than mercy. Still, he was a king of progress. He strengthened the exchequer, the royal treasury, creating one of medieval Europe's first true financial systems. Under Henry, England became rich, organized, and formidable. His reign was marked by stability, but his personal life was a mix of ambition and tragedy. He had many mistresses and at least 20 illegitimate children, but only 2 legitimate ones with Queen Matilda, a son, William Adelin, and a daughter, Matilda. For Henry, the survival of his son was everything. William was his heir, the future of his dynasty, but fate can be cruel even to kings. In 1120, disaster struck. Henry's son William set sail across the English Channel aboard a ship called the White Ship, the pride of the royal fleet. That night, the ship struck a rock off the coast of Normandy and sank. Nearly everyone drowned, including the young prince. When the news reached Henry, he was devastated. Chroniclers say he never smiled again. The death of William Adelin threw England into a crisis. With no male heir, the question of succession became a shadow that haunted the rest of Henry's life. In his grief, Henry turned to his daughter Matilda and declared her his rightful heir, the first woman ever named as England's future monarch. But his barons, steeped in medieval prejudice, were reluctant to accept a female ruler. Still, Henry forced them to swear an oath of loyalty to her. He believed his word, his iron will, could bind the future. But fate had other plans. As the years passed, Henry aged. His queen was gone, his son lost, and his alliances fragile. In 1135, during a visit to Normandy, Henry fell ill, reportedly after eating a meal of lampreys, his favorite fish. Whether it was poison, infection, or simply old age, no one knew for sure. He died on December 1st, 1135, at the age of 67, one of the longest reigns of his time. But even in death, Henry's story did not end. Despite his efforts, his daughter Matilda was denied the throne by her cousin Stephen of Blois, who seized power immediately. The result was the Anarchy, nearly 20 years of civil war that tore England apart. Henry's dream of a stable, united kingdom died with him. His legacy was one of brilliance and control, yet shadowed by loss and chaos after his death. Still, history remembers him as Henry I, the Iron King, a man of intellect and discipline who shaped the English monarchy with logic rather than rage, and ruled a kingdom torn by conquest into one of order and might. His story is not just about power. It's about intelligence, patience, and the price of ambition. He was the son of a conqueror, the brother of a tyrant, the father of a lost prince, and the founder of a system that would shape England for centuries. Henry I, the scholar, the strategist, the iron ruler, remains a reminder that true power lies not only in the sword, but in the mind that wields it.